Hi there, this is Mike Kennedy. What we're going to do today is rafter tail replacement. What we're going to do is take out that blocking by drilling 3 holes, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. We've already replaced a few of these rafter tails, so I thought I'd take the time to show you how we're doing it. Because it seems no matter how much I search, I can never find how to replace rafter tails. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing you do is you drill 3 holes toward the top of the blocking, as I did here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much connect those dots with a sawzall. We're going to cut from the center out to the left, from center out to the right, and then down. And then we're going to just yank that old blocking out of there. Okay, there's my sawzall cuts, my reciprocating saw. Gets very hungry when you get it around wood, so be careful, because you have a top plate up here. You don't want to go down too far because you don't want to cut your top plate of your wall. That would be a bad thing. So just cut it out like this, and I'm gonna smash that out with my hammer, and then we'll return. Okay, blocking's gone. And there's our termite damaged rafter that we're going to deal with. So for every rafter you have to remove 2 blockings, and we'll move that one later. Remove that one later, because you're going to move this rafter over, as you'll see. When you sister up another rafter to it, you'll have a big space there, so you have to replace that blocking to make up that space. Now you see the nails. Deal with those now. Either get a sawzall with the metal blade and cut them flush, or use a grinder. Okay, so what I did was I drilled that second 2x8 blocking because I wanted to show you something. And by the way, I drill these holes in the corner just to make it easier, so I don't have to try to make a turn right here and go down. Just makes it a lot easier. It takes seconds to drill those holes, and just makes it easy. Come straight across your blocking, straight across, down, and stop, because right there is the top plate. Right here is the top plate. This is the top of your wall. Right here, this is the top of your wall. You don't want to cut that, so stop that cut somewhere around there. There's no nails there, and this is held on by nothing. This is just twisted in place, and the concrete's underneath it. That's it. It's just nailed probably from the top and from the sides. So it's pretty easy. This is going to come, you see how loose that is? That's going to come right out. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back, and what I wanted to show you was the only thing holding this blocking in were these 2 nails right here from the side. That's it. Sometimes they're nailed from the shiplap up here, but there's nothing on this particular one, and only 2 nails here, and maybe nothing on that side. So it's kind of weird. Now, so this is a stucco finished house, and you can see they framed the house first, and then they put the stucco on. So while you're doing this, take the claw of your hammer and chip out any of this stucco, just so it doesn't get in the way of your new blocking. I already did it on this side, just so you can see how it looks finished. Just chip that away, just to save yourself some pain later. Okay, what I did was jump ahead a little bit, but it's super easy to explain. So I just projected a line from the top plate straight up, because we want to have this rafter still sitting on the top plate to carry the load. So we're going to get rid of from this line out, goes away. Now I drilled a hole, and the bit I'm using is a 5/8, but you can use whatever bit your sawzall blade fits in. And I'm just going to cut obviously up and then down. Again, don't cut your top plate, just cut your line, and then up here will be some nails coming down from your shiplap. So once that's completely free, start twisting this and prying this, and then maybe run a sawzall across the top and cut your nails, and you'll have that rafter tail out. Now I know what you're thinking. What's Mike Kennedy, the author of the wildly popular Mark Springfield trilogy, doing working on a house? Well, I dig this kind of thing. But more importantly, when your kids say, "Hey Dad, can you help us with some termite damage?" It's all hands on deck. Okay, enough Mark Springfield trilogy self-promotion. I'll be back. Welcome back. We're all set. Both blockings are removed. All the nails have been cleaned up. Now what's left is, here's our existing rafter right here, and you can see through that hole I drilled, I just cut up with the Sawzall, cleaned it up, make sure it's out of the way. And what's left is, now we're going to marry up a sister joist or rafter to it. We're going to stick it out about 26 inches. We're going to cut our notch. Our notch is going to, for this particular slope, the notch is going to be 1.25 inches up by 3.5 back. Of course, the 3.5 back is the width of your top plate, a 2x4. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back about 1.5 feet. At some point you're just not going to be able to reach it. So, and then we're going to load it up with some screws. All right, let's go build that rafter tail. Okay, here we are making our replacement rafter. So 1.5 foot from here to the back of your notch. So your notch is, let me just show you here, from here to here is 26 inches. That's so we can make an adjustment later. From here to here is 1.25, and then measure up 1.25, then draw your line to this point right here, 3.5 inches. That's the notch that works for me. And then again, from the back of your notch to where this cut will be 1.5 feet. And if I could reach it, I'll put definitely load up a bunch of screws here and try to load up some screws back here. Okay, here's our notch. And a little tip is, if you have a little saw like this, round this corner a little bit, leading edge, because it helps you rotate it up over some difficult stucco. So give yourself a little relief and you'll be good to go. All right, let's go put it in. Okay, here we are. We're test fitting our replacement joist. Before I screw it in, I'm going to take a level, a 4-foot level, my red level, and go across these existing rafter tails, and I'm going to mark somewhere around here. And then I'll take it to my saw and cut that off, and we'll have perfect alignment for the rest of the fascia. Now, something I want to point out is sometimes rotating these in can be a little tough. So this stucco has some existing, well, of course, existing the lath right in there, the metal lath. I had to take this off with my little saw and relieve that a little bit. So that's what's going on there. So some of these, it's almost like each one of these need to be custom fit. So that's how we do it. And I'm gonna get my measurement here with my level. Don't worry about the blood. And the blood, this stucco can be pretty unforgiving. All right, and I'll be back. So here's the tip. Do not even attempt this next part without getting these Torx slots. These are awesome. Throw your Phillips heads away. I don't care if you have 2,000 of them. Do not attempt to do the next part with Phillips. Use your T25s. You buy a bucket of them for very inexpensive. I don't know, 30 bucks. I don't know, 20 bucks. You get your own tip. They last a long time. But I tell you what, talk about an awesome way to drive these screws into your rafter tails. This is the key to making this an easy job. All right, here you go. I loaded the new rafter tail up, sistered it right up to the existing joist, And you can see how far I drove those Torx bits in. It's actually sunk them into the wood, with the exception of one there and just bad angle. Anyway, load those things up. 8-9 screws, whatever you get. I'm sure this is gonna survive the next California earthquake. Okay, rafter tail replaced, blocking replaced. Time to move on to another one. Thanks for watching, and if you undertake this project, good luck.